ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
2 people have been arrested for allegedly stealing guns from a pawn shop. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. People gathered in Fairfield last night to get the latest information about PFAS in the area. And a bill that would create safe sites for individuals to administer drugs is stirring up a lot of controversy. It was the subject of a public hearing yesterday. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Friday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Already here we are, so some fog developing in a few spots this morning, especially further off towards the north and west. Now we're starting to calm down, especially as the day progresses on, so that's some good news to report there. And look at this, we're looking very nice out there today as there's hardly any sunshine or hardly any clouds developing, at least at this point. We'll be seeing some sunshine throughout the rest of the day. And temperatures, that'll be very nice too. But look what's developing off toward the south and west. Some rain tracking from the southwest going toward the north and east. We'll be watching this developing moving forward though, especially as we head towards later on this week with more chances for rain and snow shower or rain showers, on the way. No snow to worry about, just rain overall. But clouds approaching as we head towards later on tonight and a parts of Saturday morning as that next system begins to approach. The wind, not a big deal either at around 5 miles per hour or less. We could be seeing the wind pick up a little bit more, especially as we head towards Saturday afternoon. Sunny forecast for today, upper 60s, mostly sunny and awesome out there. North wind at about 5 miles per hour. By tonight, upper 30s, partly cloudy with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 50s and a mostly cloudy sky. Not the greatest though, but not the worst either. Southeast breeze at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period. Temperatures in the 60s with a lot of sunshine. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. Waterville police have arrested 2 men for a burglary at a pawn shop. 20-year-old Damian Marcel Alexander of Waterville and 21-year-old Ryan Ansart of Massachusetts are both named as suspects in the case. Authorities believe they're the men responsible for breaking into JR's pawn shop on April 10th of last year. Police say the men were wearing masks when they broke the glass to enter the business and then smashed a display case to steal 14 handguns. Alexander and Ansart are both charged with theft of firearms from a licensed firearms dealer. Officials say Waterville police worked with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and other agencies to investigate the case and make the arrests. A former Glenburn man convicted of killing a man and dismembering him is challenging his conviction. The move stems from new evidence that Maine's Attorney General's office says Jimmy Lippum knew about for years. A jury found Jimmy Lippum guilty of murdering 53-year-old David Langway of Winterport in 2003. During his trial, Lippum claimed he accidentally killed Langway when he tripped and the gun went off. Prosecutors said he shot Langway in the back of the head intentionally and then cut off his arms and legs so he could be buried more easily. Thursday afternoon, the judge hearing his case denied a request by the state to dismiss Lippum's post-conviction review and requested an evidentiary hearing. Game wardens located a missing woman in the woods in Kennebunkport early Thursday morning. They say 65-year-old Helen Bailey had become disoriented and lost in the woods behind her house while walking her dog. Bailey's husband reported her missing after her dog was found without her about a mile and a half away from their home. Game warden Chad Robertson and his K-9 Storm began searching the area where her cell phone was located a little before midnight and found her about 15 minutes later. Bailey was severely hypothermic when she was found and was taken to a local hospital to be checked out. Maine legislators, the public, and residents of Fairfield attended a meeting last night to discuss the current situation and future solutions surrounding PFAS in the state of Maine. Legislators and a variety of superintendents shared their current struggles with the logistics surrounding the removal or remediation of PFAS. The public had the opportunity to voice questions and concerns regarding the variety of efforts to combat PFAS concentrations across the state.
I'm very, very strongly in favor of the Maine DEP sitting at the table with us. It's a very difficult situation. People have been impacted tremendously. I am very thankful for the meeting. Anytime we can talk about the issue, it's good. I still find that there are responsibilities here that are not being stepped up to on, and I brought those out tonight.
Earlier this week, the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife reduced the PFAS wildlife consumption advisory in the Fairfield area by around 80%, following new testing data of wild turkey and deer. That means hunters can safely eat the animals found outside of that area. It also comes at a time when the Maine CDC issued new warnings about fish that could be tainted with PFAS on certain waterways. They say people should limit the number of fish they eat from those waters. More information can be found on the Maine CDC website. A bill that would create safe sites for individuals to self-administer drugs was debated in a public hearing in front of the Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee at the State House Thursday. Matthew Duronsik has the story.
Should this bill be passed into law, cities or towns that approve a safe consumption site must meet certain requirements, including having a clean environment and proper training for on-site staff should someone overdose. The proposed bill would also mean that law enforcement cannot charge participants inside these areas with an offense while using drugs such as opioids and fentanyl. Bill's sponsor, Representative Grayson Lookner, says this idea is the best way to fight the ongoing crises at hand.
The science tells us that the best way to save lives is to create environments in which people can get avenues to recovery, as well as be able to not have to worry about dying when they're engaging in a behavior that we don't necessarily want to encourage, but we don't want people to die either.
Lawmakers and organizations that support the bill say this is the best alternative to keep people safe that use drugs.
This is about helping people stay alive, not punishing them by making them be at the edges of our society and be arrested and die behind dumpsters.
It is up to this committee to decide if people who use drugs deserve to die alone, outside in apartments and cars and public bathrooms and tents. We are losing young people in college, parents with children, friends, caregivers, taxpayers, and it'll also include that we are losing children too, if you have been paying attention.
The Maine Sheriff's Association opposes the bill. Waldo County Sheriff Jason Trundy, who was representing the organization, says there is not enough data to know whether a system like this would actually work.
We understand that there are some states that have implemented this type of a program, but we really feel like there hasn't been enough time to pass to really give us enough data about the impact of that for the entire community.
In Augusta, Matthew Duronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The Mills administration has issued $25 million in COVID-19 payments to long-term care organizations around the state. Governor Janet Mills says the money for the 129 long-term care organizations will help support their continued recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. The governor proposed the Maine Care payments in her supplemental budget. That was passed by the legislature, and she signed it into law in February. The president of the Maine Healthcare Association said the supplemental support comes at a critical time as nursing homes and residential care facilities experience exorbitant costs. Fishermen in Maine's historic herring fishing business will receive money from the federal government. It's meant to help them cope with the decline in the fish population that's caused the industry to struggle. The Maine Department of Marine Resources said the government has appropriated $7 million for the fishermen. Atlantic herring were found to be overfished by a 2020 scientific assessment, and fishing quotas were slashed after that. The herring are especially important to New England's fishing industry because they're used as bait by lobster fishermen. Coming up on ABC7 News at noon, students in Ellsworth got a very realistic and somber lesson about the dangers of drunk driving yesterday. We'll show you when we return.
With Flonase, allergies don't have to be scary. Spraying Flonase daily gives you long-lasting, non-drowsy relief. Psst, psst. Flonase, all good.
With the majority of my patients with sensitivity, I see irritated gums and weak enamel. Sensodyne sensitivity gum and enamel relieves sensitivity, helps restore gum health, and rehardens enamel. I'm a big advocate of recommending things that I know work.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to battery power, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hank's Husqvarna, Carmel, or Newport.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow.
The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
In Maine, it's always truck season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we are celebrating New Ram Truck Month by carrying the complete line of hard-charging new Ram trucks from light to heavy duty. At Thornton Brothers, you'll find the right truck for cargo space and comfort for those long trips on the road. No matter what Maine throws at you, our trucks have you covered. So come on over and test drive any of our award-winning new Ram trucks at Thornton Brothers, 125 Main Street, Lincoln.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Police, fire, and rescue crews were on hand at Ellsworth High School Thursday afternoon. They weren't responding to an emergency. Rather, they were trying to prevent one through education. Our David Ledford spoke with students to learn more. And a disclaimer, part of their demonstration was graphic.
It felt real, like a lot realer than I was expecting.
For the first time since 2018, the Ellsworth Police Department hosted Every 15 Minutes, a drunk driving awareness campaign intended to warn students about the dangers of driving under the influence. Ellsworth police, firefighters, and other first responders prepared a lifelike crash scene to show the consequences of drunk driving in real time. The annual program has been on hold since the start of the pandemic. For some, the return of the event felt a little too real.
My sophomore year, 3 of my friends died in a car accident when I was at Sumner. Kind of made it all seem real and kind of like what they went through. Don't do it, don't be stupid.
Someone in the United States dies every 45 minutes from an alcohol-related collision, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. During the morning leading up to the event, students were pulled from class every 15 minutes to highlight the harsh reality of drunk driving deaths, with a simulation that portrayed a fatal crash involving students at the school. For those who participated in the day, the experience didn't end when the demonstration was over.
We paint their faces white so they stand out from other students. We give them also a t-shirt that says Living Dead on the back. I take them away overnight with no cell phones, no laptops, and I keep them till tomorrow.
A mock trial took place at the Ellsworth District Court, where the student acting as the driver was held accountable. Some students say the intense nature of the day was overwhelming but effective.
There's some kids going down bad paths, and I would never want to see that happen to an actual friend of mine. The kid being brought in the body bag that was really rough. That's really rough.
Seeing the parents come over and cry over their children, really touching.
On Friday, a funeral will be held at the school for the students that acted as the victims in the crash. In Ellsworth, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
20 years ago this week, 16 New Sweden church members fell mysteriously ill after drinking coffee at their church. One of them passed away, and authorities learned that someone had poisoned them with arsenic. It was a crime that shocked people in Maine and across the nation. Devin Dagnall returned to the town and gives us a look back at the unusual case.
The Bureau of Health investigates the death of one man.
What's taking so long to solve the mystery?
Now you're wondering who would have such a grievance they'd want to harm these people.
This is the largest single-dose arsenic poisoning that we have on record in the world.
In 2003, ABC7 covered the story that shocked the nation.
20 years later, we're back in New Sweden to revisit the case of the Gustav Adolf Lutheran Church arsenic poisoning.
On Sunday, April 27, 2003, Daniel Bondenson poisoned 16 members of the Gustav Adolf Lutheran Church by mixing arsenic into the church's coffee, sending all 16 to the hospital. One man, Walter Reed Morrill, died. To this day, authorities are still baffled by the case.
At that point, we didn't have any idea what the hell this was about.
Ryan Strout was one of the detectives who covered the case, and he says it's one he could never forget.
I just remember thinking, man, why would somebody think to do something like this?
Over the course of the day, all church members who had been poisoned arrived at Kerry Medical Center for treatment. A few needed to be transferred to Bangor due to their critical condition. Dan Harrigan was one of the ER doctors who treated the victims.
I said to her, "Is he all right?" And she said, "Bad coffee at the Lutheran Church."
Harrigan says all of the victims exhibited similar symptoms of vomiting and diarrhea, but with limited knowledge, they weren't immediately able to find the cause. Through testing, medical analysis determined the cause to be arsenic a day after the poisoning. Today, Harrigan maintains Bondenson never wanted to kill anyone. Those we spoke with say Bondenson felt extreme guilt for his actions. 5 days after the poisoning, Bondenson committed suicide.
He just wanted to sort of give some people a bellyache. And he unfortunately, I was so distraught at what he had done that about 5 days later, he put a gun to his chest and shot himself.
He had left some correspondence kind of explaining what went on. And as I remember, I was told the note was kind of exonerating his sister and more taking the blame himself.
In the years after the poisoning, Morrill's family and his community are keeping his legacy alive. The year after his death, a leaf was added to Kerry Medical Center's Tree of Life. Just last year, the Jefferson Carey Foundation partnered with Morrill's family to create the Walter Reed Morrill Memorial Scholarship, an annual scholarship that is awarded to local students going into the nursing field.
We reached out to Morrill's family to talk about how his legacy has been continued, but they declined, stating his death is something they would prefer not to remember, but they can never forget. Back to you.
A pledge by President Joe Biden to help student loan borrowers could be scuttled under a new bill. The debt limit bill passed by House Republicans Wednesday could cancel President Biden's student debt proposals. The administration wants to cancel up to $20,000 of student loans for some borrowers. The bill would also lift a pandemic pause on student loan payments. Republicans say the bill is a victory for taxpayers. Democrats say the failure of loan forgiveness would hurt the economy. President Biden has threatened to veto the bill if it passes the Senate. After the break, we'll tell you about some signs that you could be at risk for a stroke. We'll be right back.
My insurance kept going up and up and up and up.
I was getting a lot of mail about Medicare, getting pretty confused about it.
I could never have navigated through the loopholes.
Somebody said something about Senior Planning Center.
I heard a Senior Planning Center, so we called them.
Senior Planning Center was a lifesaver for us.
I couldn't begin to do it all on my own, but Senior Planning Center did it all.
Gave me all my options and signed me up with what I needed within an hour.
Senior Planning Center helped us so much.
Biggest help I could ever have asked for.
Luna Family Auto Sales is a locally owned business run by a husband and wife team.
Here at Luna Family Auto Sales, we combine our passion for cars with providing service to the community and local economy. Featuring no dock or hidden fees at all, we offer financing for all credit types and service everything we sell.
Check out our website at lunafamilyautosales.com.
Or come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you and introduce ourselves. Luna Family Auto Sales, 649 Stillwater Ave, Old Town.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA Insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA Insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA Insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
Dizzy spells and lightheadedness may be signs of health problems that could put you at risk for a stroke. There are things you need to know to act fast. With more, here's ABC's Lindsay Watts.
If you have dizzy spells or lightheadedness, it could mean that you have a condition like atrial fibrillation, cardiomyopathy, or even a stroke. Atrial fibrillation is the most common type of irregular heartbeat, and cardiomyopathy is a condition that makes it harder for the heart to pump blood to the rest of the body. Both of these conditions could put someone at risk of having a stroke. It's important to know the warning signs of stroke because it can happen to anyone at any time. Look for face drooping, arm weakness, and speech difficulty, and call 911 if you have any of these symptoms. Other symptoms include sudden numbness, confusion, trouble seeing, trouble walking, or severe headache with no known cause. Always report any symptoms to your doctor. Seek immediate medical attention and call 911 if you suspect you or someone else might be having a stroke. For more information, visit the American Stroke Association website. With this Medical Minute, I'm Lindsay Watts, ABC News.
An Ellsworth coffee shop is the first in the state to go green with its roasting process. Precipice Coffee has become the first roastery in Maine to produce zero emissions and run its roasting process completely off solar power. One of the owners of the coffee shop says coffee roasters normally run off of natural gas, but the business was able to reduce its carbon footprint by 87% thanks to solar-powered roaster.
As we, address climate change and issues of global warming, we, making decisions that are in an environmentally friendly way are good for the planet, good for our neighborhood, our community, and good for my business as well.
In addition to being solar powered, the business utilizes Bellwether's Green Coffee Marketplace, which connects roasters with farmers of ethically sourced coffee beans. The Dean Street shop is open Thursday through Saturday each week from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
We're done.
What about these?
Looks right.
Quick! The Quicker Picker-Upper. One sheet of Bounty is all you need. And Bounty is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the Quicker Picker-Upper.
Want luxury hair repair that doesn't cost $50? Pantene's Pro Vitamin formula repairs hair, as well as the leading luxury bonding treatment for softness and resilience without the price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
I got hurt in a car accident, and I've got some questions. Can a lawyer start working on my case for no money up front?
I answer car accident questions like these every day. Call the twos. We win for you. Call 222-2222.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Herman Meadow Golf Club or The Local. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick'em Red Sox is sponsored by Bruns Chiropractic Clinic in Bangor, Eddington Store in Eddington, Maine Collision Center in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
Herman Meadow is a very user-friendly golf course. We have some very good rates. We have discounts for military people. We have discounts for seniors, individual and group lessons for juniors.
The greens, especially this year, they're in excellent shape. It's not a course that won't allow you to hit the ball 10 or 12 times on any hole and still have fun.
There's some challenges out there, but there's also some risk rewards.
It's convenient. You can come in Union Street, you can come in Route 2. It's just in a great location.
It's just a fun place to play.
Every night is pizza night at Dragonfire Pizza. From wings, salads, and sides to our specialty wood-fired pizzas. You'll find everything you need to satisfy any craving by the slice or by the pie. A little slice of heaven is waiting for you at Dragonfire Pizza, Mill Mall, Ellsworth.
If you're ever traveling in the town of Penobscot, possibly stopping for some lunch or ice cream at Bayview Takeout, you may have noticed a field next door, but this is not an ordinary field. Sherm Perkins Park is now part of the Blue Hill Heritage Trust and Maine Coast Heritage Trust, and they have some big plans. The plan is to revitalize this area over the next couple of years and make it a pollinator's paradise.
So the hope is that a place that has been basically just mowed for the last several years can become beautiful for the community, but also a healthier ecosystem for pollinators, birds, wildlife.
Working with students from Penobscot Community School and other members of the community, they plan to transform the area, adding hosts of plants that bees and beetles and butterflies love. Queen Anne's lace, golden alexandra, and milkweed are a few of the plants they plan for the area. Now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, they are paramount. Give them a call for a free estimate today. Alrighty, here we go. So again, we're watching some fog that developed earlier this morning further off towards the north and west. The rest of us have looked pretty good, and it's going to be a beautiful day out there today as we'll see a lot of sunshine. For now, we're just seeing some sunshine that's currently out and about, not much cloud cover at all. As we have high pressure to thank for that, we can take a look at high pressure right about here. And as we're watching low pressure, though, off for the south and west, tracking off toward the north and east. That'll give us rain chances, though, as we head towards Saturday night into parts of Sunday with multiple days of rain that will be possible yet again. So futurecast moving forward, though, a lot of sunshine today, maybe a few passing clouds. We'll be watching for the clouds that'll really start to move in later on tonight into parts of Saturday morning and really increasing throughout the day before the rain starts to approach as we head towards Saturday night and parts of Sunday morning. So once the rain starts, it'll basically be on and off throughout the next several days. So let's break a lot of this down. Here's Sunday morning right here. The rain kind of approaching from the west to the east. The heaviest so Sunday night and the parts of Monday. So that'll be a little bit of an inconvenience for those heading out the door to do what they need to do. Gusty winds will be an issue as well. A few more showers possible later in the day on Monday. Some breaks possible Monday night to Tuesday morning. But Tuesday afternoon, more rain also possible again. It will keep the chances for rain going at least through Wednesday. So multiple days of rainfall on the way. So let's break a lot of this down. Possibly talking 1 to 2 inches of rain before we're all finished up here. Locally higher amounts possible. We're still quite several days out from the entire event as this runs through at least Wednesday morning. So we'll definitely make sure to keep an eye on this as it does develop over time. So otherwise, those we do continue to move forward. Wave heights are not too bad at around 2 feet according to the buoys out there. So no small craft advisories in effect at this point. Everything's looking pretty good, at least nearby along the ocean. Our average high temperature is 59 degrees. Upper 60s on the way for us today. Then upper 50s Saturday. Upper 40s Sunday. Back in the 50s by Monday, then 60s again Tuesday. Kind of up and down moving forward, though, between the 40s, 50s, and 60s over the next 7 days. So your forecast for today, upper 60s and a mostly sunny sky. Awesome out there, too. North wind at about 5 miles per hour. For tonight, though, upper 30s and a partly cloudy sky with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 50s to lower 60s, mostly cloudy. Southeast breeze at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving, showing rain showers on the way by Sunday, Monday, also into Tuesday. Temperatures up and down in the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Thank you, Devin. We've got a program note for you before we go. Due to ABC's NFL draft coverage today, both Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy will air on WVIX and Fox 22 starting at 7 p.m. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great weekend.